This wasn't in the textbook, but it should have been. Hi everyone, today we're solving a simple but important algebraic equation step by step. The equation is x divided by 4 minus 1 multiplied with x plus 2 equals 0. This is a product of two expressions. That tells us something very useful, and we'll use that to solve for x. Let's get started. Step 1. We need to understand the structure. The equation is in the form of a times b equals 0. And we know from the zero product property that if two things multiply to 0, then either one or both must be 0. So that means we can take each equation and split this into two simpler equations. One being x divided by 4 minus 1 equaling to 0, and the second one being x plus 2 equaling to 0. Let's solve each of them one at a time. So let's solve with the first one. So x divided by 4 minus 1 equaling to 0, we can take the 1 across by adding 1 on each side, meaning that I have x divided by 4 equaling 1, and then the second part is then to multiply both sides by 4 to get rid of my denominator that I have here, which means that I have then x is equal to 4. And that's our first solution. Step 3, let's start with our second one. So the second one is then x plus 2 equals 0. So all we need to do, this is a bit simpler, but all we need to do is subtract 2 on both sides so that I can get x equals to negative 2. And that is our second solution. So now for the final answer, we have to put both together. So we now know that x is equal to 4 and x is equal to negative 2. This means that the original equation now has two solutions, and these two solutions is then 4 and negative 2. You can check your answers by simply plugging them back into the equation and then try both, and you will see that the whole expression becomes equal to 0. Let's quickly have a look. So if I substitute 4 back into the equation, then I have 4 divided by 4, which is 1, minus 1, which is 0, and 0 times the other bracket will then make 0 equals to 0. So what can we take away from this? So let's quickly review. When you see an equation that is in the form of a times b equaling to 0, split it into two separate equations, as we did in number 1 and number 2, and solve them both equal to 0. So solve each equation for x. Always simplify carefully and check your answers at the end. This method is powerful and works for factored equations, even more complex ones. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on solving math problems easily. Remember, understanding the structure of an equation makes it way easier to solve. See you in the next one. Now that you know, pretend it was obvious all along.